And here we go. We're ready to kick off our sideband net. Going to go UHF and VHF tonight. Standing by for 8 o'clock. There we go. Attention all stations. This is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. Good evening and welcome to what is commonly known as the 70 centimeter sideband net. We're going to do something new tonight. After we finish taking our check-ins on 70 centimeters, we're going to move over to 2 meters and give this a shot down there. We're going to utilize a frequency here of 446.125. And when we move to 2 meters, we're going to go to 146.400. Hoping that we get a little bit more grand experience, seeing the effectiveness and efficiency on sideband transmission. This is an exercise that we go through on a weekly basis, just to have our participants aware of the potentials for communicating on other modes. If you get into a situation where you're limited for power, sideband is certainly a little bit more efficient than FM. Anyways, we'll take a quick and quiet standby for any time-sensitive mobile or priority traffic stations. Okay, that's longer than the moment that I planned for, but now have an open page here for check-ins. The Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey standing by for check-ins for the 70 centimeter sideband net.
VA3DCS. VA3, what's the top of call?
All right, that's 4 fine gentlemen heard from right at the top there. So we have AJF, DCS, NCA, and WPG. We'll take them in that order. Just for everybody's information, we are streaming live on YouTube. Just look up my call sign VA3IMW in the YouTube search box and scroll down until you hit something that says live. That's the one you want to click on. Feel free to like or subscribe if you're so inclined. Anyways, you get a little picture of my screen. You'll be able to see what I see with signal reports, as well as the incoming station's signals. Anyways, and we have a couple of other stations that have logged in YouTube, VA3LBI. Thanks for joining and listening. And let's bring in Amnon. We won't delay.
Mac and on that VA3HF Amnon at North York here. Yeah, Mac, I already heard you. I didn't hear the other 3 that checked in, or other 2. So signal's a little bit lower than last time. They are only giving me a picking up an S4. I think last time it was S5. So conditions are not as good. And 10 meters though is hopping today. Unbelievable. Back to you, Mac, V3HF.
Yeah, I would agree. 10 meters was a busy place. Of course, unfortunately, this was another weekend where we had some contest going on, and the usual group of people were being a little bit ignorant, climbing on top of other stations within a couple of kilohertz and wiping them out. So QRM was definitely a negative thing today. Anyways, I do have you coming in with a peak of an S2. Good signal overall. And as I said in the opening, we're going to migrate over to 2 meters, utilizing a frequency of 146.400. Once we finish up with our 70 centimeter contact. So hoping that you can stick around for a few extra minutes tonight.
Yeah, I'll try and be there, Mac. Yeah, I made on 10 meters today. I made 5 contacts into Italy, 1 contact into Ohio, 1 contact into Alberta, 1 into Spain, 1 into Germany, and of all places, I made a contact to a station in Moscow. Back to Mac VA3IMW.
Oh, well, all my best wishes to Vladimir, and 10-meter contact to Ohio. That's a strange one. That's a very short skip for 10 meters. Anyways, very good. So we got this one here on 146.25, 125, and 446.125. In a few minutes, migrating into 2 meters, 146.400. And we'll be hearing from you guys later on tonight at 9 o'clock on 446.025 for the Toronto, whatever you want to call it, net. I don't think you guys have figured out what it's called now. But thanks for your check-in tonight. And we'll move down and say hello to VA3 DCS.
Well, good evening, Mac, and everybody on channel. Almost forgot about this. I was sitting in the other room, and I looked up the clock, and it was 8:02, and I thought, uh-oh, I'm going to miss it. But I didn't. I ran really quick, didn't trip at all.
Well, that's good, because we're not insured. So whatever happens, happens. Very good, Dave. 20 over S9 on this band, and we'll see what happens on 2 meters. Thanks for your check-in tonight. Trust you have a successful week as you migrate into the non-March break traffic. What are you looking forward to?
Oh, just the end of the week and Saturday.
Okay, yep, Saturday we will we'll get together at Salt Fleet Park. Charlie Alpha 5566 is the park number, and we'll get started RF busy by noontime. Very good. Thanks, and we'll let's move on and say hello to VA3 November Charlie Alpha.
VA3IMW, VA3MCA, good evening, Mac, and good evening, everybody else on net. No copy on Amnon, of course, on this band, hoping for better luck on 2 meters. Of course, Dave is real loud, 20 over to my location. You are in some QSB or something. You keep fading in and out a little bit, but I've got you a nice clear about an S3 or so. I'm not sure conditions are as good as they normally are, but that's what I got tonight. Other than that, just listening along for the first round and looking forward to giving 2 meters a shot as well. Back to you.
Yep, very good. Usually when that QSB comes up, it's just an indication that we have a neighboring FM transmission. It kind of sucks the life out of what we're doing here. Thanks very much, Wade. And yeah, I'm excited to pop over to 2 meters and see what happens. All right, let's bring in Chris from Dundas. VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf.
Hey, good day, everybody. VA3WPG, just dropping a check-in here. No radio today. Well, this is the first radio today. Hanging out, dropping in on 2 meters. The 2 meter FM or sideband are we doing?
Sideband on 2 meters. Just an extension of what we're doing here.
Awesome. This will be my first time on 2 meter sideband then, so absolutely looking forward to that. So we'll send it back to the net. We'll keep things going along here and be waiting for the 2 meter side then.
Very good. And peak signal on 70 centimeters, S9. Very good job. Thanks for your check-in tonight. And let's see, we haven't heard from Chuck yet, but I'm sure he's going to be somewhere in the background. They're just patiently waiting to pounce. It's the cheetah mode. VA3IMW with a 70 centimeter sideband net for the time being. Feel free to jump in and say hello.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu.
There's two more. All right, so we'll start with Al and then move down to Chuck. Good evening, VA3 VT. You're looking forward to getting back to work, and you're going to have the full influx of everybody who's just returned from spring break.
Good evening, Mac, and everybody on frequency. Well, I didn't really notice much of a difference with traffic. We'll see this week. We'll see. But looking forward to going back. Not really, but anyways, it is what it is. Yeah, so I took a couple of readings here. I'll go through the list real quick here. Yourself, Mac, I got you 30 plus. Amnon, I don't know what's going on. I can hear him. No signal on him. I could hear him in there, but I'm kind of struggling a bit too with that. If I hit the preamp, I could pull him in a bit. Dave, I had him at 15. Wade at S1. Chris at S5. You know, pick up check there in the next round. Other than that, just a check-in for the evening there. VA3BT.
You did it, Al.
What's that?
You set up, Chuck. All right, I'm always listening. Thanks for the signal reports. And I can hardly wait to see what happens on 2 meters. So that's going to be fun. Hope you're sticking around for it as well. VA3CJZ, go ahead.
Yes, good evening, Mac, and all on frequency. Yeah, to start off, everybody's signals are down to me tonight. So 70 centimeters, not as good as it can be. I had a tough time hearing Amnon, so the YouTube stream definitely came in handy. And also Wade was down. Obviously, both of them have no signal to me, but I can pick up their audio. And then both you and Al are S7. And Chris, I think, was only an S3. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how 2 meter does tonight there. Back to you, Mac.
Thanks, Charles. Yeah, you're still an S9 up here. So Al and I got together and we conspired to send all of our RF signal over to Bulgaria. So they're probably just plugging their ears right now. Most of it's going over your head. Hi. Anyways, very good. I think everybody's interested to see what happens on 2 meters. And yeah, previously I was looking at using somewhere down in the lower portion of the band for 2 meters, 146.100 or 150 or something like that. But we took a preemptive strike and we gave that a shot. And there was a little bit of a, well, let's not say we weren't horrible, but a lot of the commercial antennas are not targeted for that low in the band. So we moved up in the band to the lower region of simplex, and we came upon a good place to start, 146.400. So that's where we're going to be headed in a few minutes. Anyways, good signal coming up the hill, also S9, and thanks for checking in. Let's see if there's anybody else out there that wants to get sidebanded. Come on in and say hello. This is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, standing by. It's kind of strange. I haven't heard of VE3UET. He was also somewhat excited about the new opportunity to explore 2 meters. Any other stations looking to check in for the 70 centimeter side? Just remember that since this is a simplex net, if you hear something that I don't, feel free to let me know. All right. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown. I've got VA3AJF at an S2, VE3DCS20 over, VA3NCA at an S5, VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf at an S9, VA3 Bravo Tango at 30 over, and VA3 CJZ at an S9. Let's take a quick trip down the list for signal reports and anything else before we migrate over to 2 meters, starting with MNON, VE3AJF.
Okay, Mac, yeah. As I said, the signal's a little bit down, and I think other people already acknowledged that as well. So you're giving me an average of an S3, maybe once in a while picking it S4. Dave, no copy. Wade, no copy. Albert was no signal, but a readable. And the Chuck was no signal, but a readable. Now, I have in front of me here the specifications for that the diamond antennas starting with X50 to the X200 to the X500. And the X50 has the flattest response. And of course, it starts to get worse. X200 loses along the lower part of the band and the higher end of the band. And of course, X300 is even worse, and 500 is even worse. Back to you, Mac.
Yeah, I would imagine that higher gain antennas probably have a smaller sweet spot. So yeah, the X30 and X50 are probably going to be broader banded, but not giving you the peak gain in the sweet spot. So I'm pretty sure you and I are the only ones that. Oh, actually, it's you, me, and Chuck that are running X200s. Albert is running an X50, and I'm not sure who else is doing what. So, anyways, we'll see what happens on 2 meters. And let's take a pop over and check with VA3 Delta Charlie Sierra signal reports and ready to move to 2 meters.
Well, I wasn't really paying attention and to the signals. I was kind of busy on the computer, so I can hear everybody but Amnon, but I am ready for 2 meters.
All right, Dave. Your antenna is it also an X50 or an X200?
5 something.
510.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All righty, very good. And let's jump over to Wade, VA3NCA. I'm sure you're still running a dipole in the garage.
VA3IMW, VA3NCA. No, it's not a dipole. It's the same quarter wave ground plane antenna that it's been for a long time. Sitting in the attic, well, not in the attic, but the rafters of the garage. It's got 2 elements. It's got a 440 and a 2 meter element, sort of at about 30 degrees pitch off the same ground plane. So just one of my first antenna projects, and I just haven't had the site approval to put anything visible up yet. So aside from my wire, I managed to get that one out there. But anyways, other than that, yeah, I'm reaching everybody. I'm getting everybody but Amnon at a bit of a lower signal than normal, but still fully readable. They must have stopped some of that adjacent FM traffic because you went up to about an S5, S6 to me for the rest of the time. So that has resolved a little bit. But other than that, maybe signals down a touch, but pretty much the same as usual. Back to you there, Mac. Thanks.
Okay, very good. And everybody should be aware. Wade's going to scare everybody when we get down to 2 meters because his signal comes way up. Everybody's going to hear everybody. All right, who's next here? VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf. You're next up.
I am VA3WPG. switched over when we were talking about Diamond X antennas. I switched over to my X30, so that's probably going to be a little different from before when I was on my beam. And I guess when we go to 2 meters, I will do the beam and the X30 as well, since they're both dual band.
All right. Somewhere around an S6, maybe close to a 7, but not quite. Very good. Thanks, Chris. And follow up to that is VA3 Bravo Tango.
Yep, still listening along here, so I'll go through the list real quick. Mac yourself, 30 plus. Mnon, no signal, but I could read them. Dave at 15, Wade at S1, Chris at S5, Chuck was at AS7, an S7. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll hand it back over to you there, VA3 VT.
Okay, and wrapping up the list is VA3 CJZ before we move over to 2 meters.
All right, Mac, very good for the second round. Amnon's audio didn't go up much, still low to me. Wade, although his second transmission was much louder, very readable. And then I missed Dave the first time around, DCS. He's a solid 20 to 25 over. You and Albert, both S7 peak. And Chris, when he changed over to his X30, he went from an S3, S4 to about 20 over here. And I think that's about everyone. So let's see what happens on 2 meters.
We will indeed. Very good. Thanks, Chuck. Just a quick check to see if there's anybody else waiting in the wings to check in here on 70 centimeters before we QSY.
Hey, Jeff.
Go ahead, Amnon.
Yeah, my signal audio may be a little bit different today because I was experimenting earlier, I think yesterday or so, and I put my mic gain to 50%. Usually I run it at 60, and I think I lowered my compression down to 4, so that might make a slight difference.
So how have you been doing with the new display on the 7100? The long press on the signal meter brings up the full display, just like what you're seeing on the screen.
Yeah.
Very good. And obviously, if you see your signal output hitting 100% with your peak audio, then you know you're getting everything out. That's a good way to judge your your compression settings and your mic gain. Also, keep an eye on your ALC and make sure that you're not pumping that too far past the 50%. Okay, guys, if we're all set, is there anybody that has any traffic before we move to 2 meters? Okay, nothing heard. Thank you all for checking in here. And let's now move over to 146.400 and we'll see how this goes. Thanks for your check-ins here on 70 centimeters and looking forward to some success on this experiment. QSY 146.400. This is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, standing by for, oh, goodness gracious. We should be on sideband. Hang on. Okay, there we are. We are now on sideband. There we go. This is Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey, an extension of the 70 centimeter sideband net. Is this frequency in use? Okay, nothing heard. VA3 AJF, you're at the top of the list, and I heard you really good.
Yeah, Mac, with a preamp on, I got to do an S9, even with a preamp off, to give me a good signal. And on this band, of course, my noise level is a little bit higher, but good signal from you anyway.
Yep, QSL. You're definitely S7, S8. Very good. And of course, 2 meters and 70 centimeters. I run this radio with the preamp on all the time. So it's a good signal inbound, and your audio, it's not as clean and quiet as it is on 70 centimeters, just because that band is so damn quiet. You come down here, you're going to get a little bit more static and stuff. So I guess the compromise is noise floor versus signal. So you're doing a good, fine job there, right? Anyways, let's see who else. By now we should have VA3 Delta Charlie Sierra having joined us.
Yeah, good evening, Mac. On this frequency anyways. Yeah, your signal's up a bit from about just a plus 20 up to about a plus 35 over. Amnon is just right in there with the my noise floor. I can hear something, but I can't make it out.
All right, and you're also up to 30 over S9, but I'm sure that Amnon's hearing you as well, so that's good news. As I was saying to him, the trade-off on 2 meters is that, signal propagation is going to be better, but the noise floor is also going to be higher. Thanks for popping down with us, and let's see the surprise station here. Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha. Go ahead.
VA3IMW, VA3NCA. Good evening, Mac. Again, I guess on this new frequency. I have you calling S9 without the preamp, but I'm normally running the preamp, and with that, you're 20 over. Signals are definitely up for sure on this band. And let's see, Dave, same thing. With the preamp off, 20 over. With the preamp on, he's closer to 35, 40 over. Nice strong difference. A little bit more background noise, as people have indicated. Unfortunately, I do not hear Amnon from my spot in the hole here in the valley. So I think I need an improved antenna listening to the east there, northeast-ish, I guess, if I was to have better luck with that. But anyways, all of that to say, I am picking it up nice and solid, and we'll be listening along for the rest of the 2 meter, what do you call them? People who are wandering over to find us here on 146 400. Back to you.
All right, QSL. Yeah, we're throwing another pebble in the pond, no doubt. But we'll see if the band plan cops show up. Anyways, I know how to talk to those folks. Let's bring in VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf.
Yes, VA3 WPG. Everybody's signal is up on this band, so sounding good. I know NCA was a little bit low on 70, but the signal is nice and up there right now. I'm on my beam right now. Now I just switched over to the X30. I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to the beam. And I guess that's it for me.
All right. Well, the difference between the beam and the X30, the beam is 20 over. The X30 is S9. So I guess it all depends on where your beam is pointed. But to me, both are equally successful. Anything that's S9 or better is always 100% anyways. So very good. And thanks for following us over here. Let's see. Next on my list is VA3 Bravo Tango. I got to plug my ears for this one.
Good evening. Big difference in signals on this band here. Yourself, Mac, you went from 30 to 40 plus. Amnon, I was amazed with that one. I went from nothing to he was going from 2 to 3. I was getting him 2 to 3, no problem there. Dave from 15 to 30. I had him I'm at 30 on this one. Wade, 10. Chris, he was at 10 plus. When he went onto the other antenna, he dropped down to 9. And we'll listen for Chuck there in the next round. Back over to you, VA3BT.
All right, as expected, yeah, better performance on 2 meters. However, it's a little noisier, a little bit more of a noise floor, but nonetheless, let's bring in the man of the hour, VA3 CJZ. Everybody wants to hear you.
VA3IMW, VA3 CJZ. Looks like signals went up for everyone except for Amnon. So I'm putting out 40 watts now on 2 meter, as on 70 centimeters it was only 20 watts. And so I could actually go down to 20 watts on 2 meters here. And so now we're down to 20 watts, same as I was putting out on 70 centimeters. And so I'm back up now to 40 watts. And so I heard Wade, of course, was banging in here about 15 over. DCS 25. You were up around 30 over. Same thing with Albert. And so I think I've covered everyone. Oh, Chris, he was S9 on the X30, and on the beam, he was about 20 over.
All righty then. So yeah, for my station, you were 20 over with your full power, and we dialed it back to 20 watts. You were down to 15 over. So yeah, obviously 2 meters works successfully. And I think maybe we can make this part of our weekly event, and we'll test both 70 centimeters and 2 meters as we progress through. I mean, we don't have a lot of traffic to pass. It's not as if it's information that it's certainly an opportunity for people to test out their radios on a mode that they don't typically use with their UHF and VHF radios. Thanks for everybody for checking in. I don't think we really need a 73 round, but let's do it anyway. What the heck? We got lots of time. Starting from the top, VE3AJF 73.
Yes, Mark, let me just run down the list. You were giving me an S9. I think you're the most improved signal at my location here. I still couldn't hear Dave at DCS. I think, it's not working between our two stations. Wade NCA came up a little bit. I couldn't make out what he was saying, but I could tell he was there. Albert came up to an S6 from no signal. It's above my noise floor. The noise floor here is S3. And Chuck was a little bit of improvement from no signal, in the UHF to about an S4. And WPG was giving me an S4 as well. 73 Mac and all that, BCAJ.
Okay, Amnon, thank you very much. And audio peaks, I was watching really close. Audio peaks, it gets you up to a 9. Very good. And you didn't hear DCS, but you heard Wade, but couldn't make out what he was saying. I got that. Very good. And next up is VA3 DCS signal reports and 7.3s.
Yeah, all right. This time I was paying attention to the meter, so you're up 30 plus, sometimes hitting the 40 here. Basically, Amnon is in with the noise. Myself, I'm full scale here. Wade, 40 over. Chris on the beam was greater than 40, and on the other was 30. BT, he's at 30, and next would be Chuck. He didn't say the first word, and he's at 20 plus.
Right. Yes, you've learned. just because the 11-year-old in me comes out all the time. Thanks, Dave, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from you tomorrow night on the drive at 5. Okay, next is VA3NCA.
Yes, Mac, still here, and all signals are up, so that sounds good. Other than that, nothing else to say but 7-3, and thanks for throwing a bit of variety into the Sunday night sideband net, and we'll be looking forward to the next week. Back to you, VA3NCA, back in control.
Thanks, Wade. Very good. Chris, WPG, go ahead.
Everybody have a good night. 73, VA3WPG. Forgot to mention last time, still no copy on AJF on 2 meters here.
All right, very good. Thank you again. And who's next? My neighbor, VA3BT.
Yeah, just a quick rundown here. So Mac at 40, Emnon, I had him from 2 to 3, Dave at 30, Wade at 10, Chris 10, Chuck at 20, and I'm not running the X50. I got the X510 here. That's what I'm running, and this is all with no preamp on all these signals for both 70 and 2 meter. And the next one we got to do there, Mac, is 1.2 gigahertz. That's the one we got to do next. Anyways, that's all I got. 7-3, everybody. VA3BT.
Oh, does that mean I have to buy a new radio? Oh no. Oh no. She's gonna freak. Yeah, okay. I know there's a few people that have the 9700, so we'll see how that works out. Thanks again, Albert, and trust you have a good week of travel. Wrapping it up there, Chuck. Oh, I did it. Did I do it? Wrapping it up there, Chuck. No, I broke it up. You're up next, Charles.
Yeah, Mac, you missed it by that much. Very good net there, Mac. I hope we do it again next week. I think tonight was a success. And the conditions change all the time. And so it'd be nice to see how well or how different things are next week. Because I noticed throughout the day when I'm scanning through some bands that some signals change during the day. Most notably the weather stations in the surrounding areas. 1 minute you get them strong, the next they're down in the noise. And so, but anyways, very good night tonight, Mac. Hope everyone has a great week. And I'll send it back to you, Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu.
All right. Thank you very much, Chuck. And we'll wrap this up now. 8:38 is what the clock says. We'll thank everybody for your check-ins tonight. And I think we will make this part of our weekly event. 2 meters and 70 centimeters are kind of unique. 70 centimeters is bouncy and 2 meters is bendy. So whatever that means in your mind. Anyways, we hear sometimes out of phase radio signals on 70 centimeters, whereas 2 meters seems to be a little bit more compliant. The downside is that noise floor on 2 meters is a little higher. So sometimes the clarity is not as good as 70 centimeters. Anyways, Victor Alpha 3 and Mike Whiskey. We'll turn this frequency and all the rest of the bands back to normal amateur use. Looking forward to hearing from you guys next Sunday night. If you have the ability and the perseverance to poke in for a check-in on 446.025 at 9 o'clock, our friends in Toronto would probably be very welcoming. So encourage that check-in as well. 7-3s, one and all. Don't forget to check in with Chuck tomorrow night on the ZOE repeater at 7 p.m. for the Oopsie Net. 7-3s, one and all. VA3IMW QSY 2446.025. That was fun. I think we're going to have to do that again next week. 7-3s, 1-0.